We're going into western Shinnecock Bay, so I need a mud rake, not a hard bottom rake. Life on the water is great. You're your own boss. You have a great feeling of independence. A lot of my friends still joke with me and ask me when I'm going to get a real job.
After 30 years, Bayman Ed Warner is watching his livelihood slip from these calloused, weather-beaten hands. The culprit is a microscopic organism that for 5 years has been slowly destroying Shinnecock Bay.
When I was in high school, we had probably 40 full-time baymen that particularly just worked on the hard clams. You might have 1 or 2 guys now that do it. It's really changed the dynamics of the fishing industry out here.
The brown tide is an explosion of algae that turns the bay water's color coffee brown. It first appeared in 1985, and while its cause is still being debated, its effects are obvious and devastating.
See how cloudy the water is?
According to Stony Brook University marine science professor Chris Gobler, brown tide is killing shellfish before they can even develop.
We're seeing them all over, but we're not seeing any where there's very dense brown tide, suggesting they're being killed by these blooms.
While the origin of the brown tide remains a mystery, more and more people are pointing the finger of blame at man. Overdevelopment of the East End, they claim, brings the pollutants that trigger the algae bloom.
A large share of nitrogen entering our bays, via groundwater, is being from wastewater, septics and cesspools.
With coastal development, our coastal ecosystems change with time. More people, more nutrients coming into our coastal ecosystems.
People have to be educated and aware that what they do on their properties has a direct bearing on the water.
Ed Warner has refused to be a silent observer as the brown tide attacks his beloved bay. He's worked tirelessly to replenish marine life here, but experts say a lot more needs to be done because this delicate ecosystem will not fix itself.
It will be a very sad day for us when we no longer can swim or fish in these waters because of pollution.
Greg Sergel, News 4 New York.